Hi, I'm Katerina Ponterero with National Underwriter Property and Casualty. Here are your top stories on PC360.com for the week of June 18th to June 22nd. On June 15th, District Court Judge Halil S. Ozerden issued the last rulings on the last motions filed by State Farm and Corey and Carrie Rigsby, former independent claims adjusters. August J. Mattias Jr., now representing the Rigsbys, says the judge is likely to set a trial date early next week. The Rigsbys filed a False Claims Act lawsuit against State Farm in April 2006, alleging the insurer doctored engineering reports after Hurricane Katrina so it could allegedly send losses to the National Flood Insurance Program. The insurer has repeatedly alleged that the Rigsbys violated the seal requirement of an FCA claim by appearing on and allegedly supplying information to broadcast and print media outlets with their then attorney, Richard Dickey Scruggs. A federal judge rejected claims by two former Marsh and McLennan executives that the big insurance broker colluded with Eliot Spitzer when he was New York Attorney General to make them scapegoats in a bid rigging probe and avert criminal charges against their longtime employer. The conclusory allegations by former executives William Gilman and Edward McNenny, who were prosecuted by Spitzer but later had their convictions thrown out, failed to support their claim of malicious prosecution, U.S. District Judge J. Paul Oken said in Manhattan. The Senate appears set for action this week on its long-term NFIP extension bill after two compromises were reached. One involves the purchase of flood insurance for properties protected by levees. Senator Mark Pryor wanted to eliminate the section of the bill requiring that such properties be covered by flood insurance. The Senate Banking Committee leadership instead reached a compromise with Senator Thad Cochran, calling for the coverage requirement to remain, but acknowledging the reduced risk of flood through lower premiums. A spokesman for Senator Roger Wicker says the Senate has agreed to include a compromise on his consumer option for an alternative system to allocate losses act, which involves using hurricane data in conjunction with engineering formulas to be developed by FEMA to double-check flood insurance claims for total loss properties. Chubb says there is a general lack of concern among surveyed public companies that their directors and officers will face a lawsuit. According to the survey of 145 public companies, 80% think it's unlikely their executives will be sued. According to Evan Rosenberg, Senior Vice President and Global Specialty Lines Manager for Chubb, quote, "No one thinks they are going to get sued, but we are paying a lot of claims," end quote. He calls the results of the survey disconcerting, since 23% of the surveyed companies admitted their directors and officers have been sued.